Hello, friends. Back with another watch review here. Here's another Citizen watch. So the model number for this one is the Citizen AR3010-65A. I think I've heard some people online talk about this as a stiletto. That's a branding that Citizen uses on some of its very thin watches. I don't know if this was ever actually branded as a stiletto or not officially. I think it's only available in the Japanese market. So yeah, if you want to be exact about what the name is, it's the AR3010-65A. And that's that's one of those names you're going to forget 5 seconds after you read it, but that's what it's called. So first I'll go through the extensive feature set on this watch. You can see there's a minute hand, there's an hour hand, and if you pull the crown out, you can adjust the time on the minute hand. And that's about it, actually. I'm just being a bit of a silly goose here because this is about as simple a watch as it gets. It's just a two-hand watch. It's eco drive, which means it's solar powered. It has a power reserve of apparently about 6 or 7 months. So if you keep it fairly well lit, it'll just keep running. And it's quartz, of course. So first, let me go through the stats here. I think the most important stats, the one that's kind of this watch's raison d'etre, is its width. It's only 4.8 millimeters thick. So it's a very thin watch by modern standards, especially compared to just about any mechanical watch. And let's see, the case size, or what Citizen lists as the case size, which I think is the size of the, side to side, probably not counting the crown, is 36.2 millimeters. And its weight is about 90 grams. That's stock, so I've removed some of the links on the bracelet, so it's probably even lighter than that for me. And it has the other interesting feature. It has a butterfly style clasp. And sorry if that's a little out of focus. My camera setup isn't especially great here. So it's quite a simple watch. That's it. I think the bandwidth is 20 millimeters, so it should accommodate a lot of aftermarket straps if you want to put one on this watch. And I think it uses, apparently according to stats, it uses the G870 movement, which I presume is just a very simple two-hand movement that Citizen makes. And the watch body is made of stainless steel, the bracelet stainless steel, and the crystal is sapphire. But there's no anti-reflective coating or anything like that. It's just a normal sapphire crystal. So yeah, those are the features of the watch. I guess I'll go into my impressions of it. The things I like are that it's extremely thin, very easy to wear. It's not going to poke out under any sleeve. It's very accommodating. I really like the styling of it. There's these sort of, I guess, these polished or maybe brushed indices at each hour. They kind of catch the light just so. There's this sort of inner subdial here, which has these kind of ridges, and I don't know if that's a necessity of the dial, or of the solar panel in the dial or not, but I really like the styling. The hands are brushed metal. They're very clean, very easy to see what time it is. I think the ridges kind of help your eye sort of track everything. There are no minute markers, but it's very easy to say that's, okay, right now it's an indicated 1:55. And yeah, it's clean, it's readable, it's thin, it's very easy. And one thing I've been really impressed by, it's been extremely accurate. Like I got this probably maybe 6 months ago, and I hadn't pulled the crown, hadn't adjusted the time at all until just now when I started the video, so I could demonstrate that you can change the time and just to set the hands to a different time. So it's just extremely low maintenance. I do like the styling. I think it could look well on a leather strap or even on this stock bracelet, which, I don't know what kind of, I don't know what sort of a bracelet it is. There's probably some phrase for how the links are set up here, but it looks nice. It's a continuous bracelet with no visible clasp. Once you get it fitted, it fits quite well. Very easy to tell what time it is. Extremely low maintenance, because it's solar powered. You just, I can set it on the desk for a week, a month, and it just happily keeps time. And yeah, just extremely accurate. I hadn't touched it in about 6 months. It's rated at 15 plus or minus 15 seconds per month. So that's pretty standard quartz watch accuracy. But even then, I really feel like, I felt like it wouldn't be too out of school if it was slightly out of sync after 6 months, but it just wasn't. Now, of course, partly that might be because without without a seconds hand, you can't really determine what exact time it is. You sort of have to catch it on the fives or on the tens to make sure that it's on time correctly. But every time I thought, okay, it's probably off. It's probably off by now. It wasn't. It's just keeping excellent time whether I wear it or not. So it's just a super simple, very effective watch. The only thing I'd change about it maybe is to add an anti-reflective coating on the crystal here. It's fairly clear, but with a little maybe it could be if you have a watch that does have that, you notice it, especially if you place it next to a watch like I think here's another watch I'm going to review soon that does have anti-reflective coating. And sorry if the focus is a tad off, but you can see that's it's a little easier to see the time. But this dial is so clean that it's not really a problem. But, I really just think this is I'm kind of surprised that Citizen seems to only sell it in Japan. This is just a very effective, very simple watch that is easy to wear. Is just will not cry if you don't wear it for a while. Anybody who wants a fairly decent watch, I feel like this is a pretty good option. You have to import it from Japan if you're not in Japan, but it's clear, it's simple, it's elegant. I think it would work well with formal clothing or more casual clothing. So the listed price is about 55,000 yen. So that's roughly, let's see, a modern exchange rate. It's probably something along the lines of $300 US. But with Citizens watches, often the MSRP is significantly above what retailers are actually allowed to sell it for. So I'd say in Japan, let's see, I'll look this up a little when I make the video. But I think you can probably get it for in the range of $250, $300 US without having to look too hard. So for that money, you get an extremely accurate, just well-made, very thin watch. I'm personally a big fan of this one, and I've been on a bit of a watch buying spree this last year or so, and I have other watches which I'm trying to sell, and I think I'm going to hold on to this one. This just feels like it's just really flexible, just nicely styled, just no headache whatsoever. So I think I'm going to hold on to it. And the reason I made this video is I haven't seen almost any coverage of this in English language media. So I thought I'd have this out here for anyone who wanted to know a little bit more about this watch. It comes in two other variations. I think one of them has a black face and the other one it's white like this, but the hands and I think some of the band have sort of gold highlights in them. I would be surprised if it's actual gold, but I don't know. Maybe it isn't. And it's just, yeah, it's very nice. The one with the black face, I kind of wonder if it's a little less legible, if the silver hands on the black face are a little hard to read, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. If I ever come across one, I'll have to give it a look. But anyway, those are my somewhat disjointed thoughts about this watch, but I hope it helps anybody who's interested in picking one up. So thanks and see you next time.